Hello, my name is Josh, and I'm a watchaholic. Welcome to Horology Insanity.
What is up, my watch friends? So, check this out. Today, I want to take a quick look at this Relio Solstice. I'm going to do air quotes on this next one. They call it a teal. They call it a teal. The reason I'm doing air quotes on this is because, well, one, I'm not a color expert, but two, I'm going to compare this watch in the next video to all of the Zelos teal so that we can maybe kind of say, oh, who did it better? And spoiler alert, Zelos. Zelos did. But don't let that discount or say too many negative things about this Relio, because in my short time with it, this is a loaner from a friend, but in my short time with it, this thing has been pretty sweet. And so what we're going to do in this video is like the shortest not a review video that I've ever done, because we're just going to keep this super simple and to the point so that somebody can take a look at this up close and in 4K. I'll give you the specs and all the rundown on it, but in the next video, like I said, I want to compare it to all of those and see what's up with it. Now, real quick, this is the Relio Solstice, quote, teal. I'm going to do air quotes again, teal. $395, which, if I'm honest, I'm impartial to that. I don't know that I like it. I don't know that I dislike it. I think it's a fair price. I think for what you're getting, especially how well this thing wears, like on wrist, it's pretty fantastic. Yeah, it's fair. I'll just say that. Okay. Is it a deal at $350? Yeah. Could you maybe pick one up used for $300 later? Maybe. And at $300, it's a great watch. Okay, I'll just put it that way. But what we've got real quick, 38 millimeter case, 46 lug to lug, and they claim they claim 11.9 thick. However, let me get my calibers real quick, because I am curious what I get. And no, I actually get 11.9. Now, here's the reason why I question their measurements. If you go look at pricing or anything like that, everybody makes it $9.99 instead of $10, because for whatever reason, the marketing and advertising nonsense of Edward Bernays and all of them, I probably came up with the fact that, yeah, this thing, instead of saying 12, it's better to say 11.9. And so I thought this was a marketing gimmick, but no, sure enough, it is actually 11.9, and that's fantastic. I will say it's not thick. It's not thick, and they're true to their measurements. So kudos to them on that. Yeah, I really thought they were trying to do like a $9.99 thing. Just like their pricing, they do $395 instead of charging $400. It's $400. But in this case, no, it really is 11.9. All right. Well, with that said, the measurements are, it's a 20 millimeter bracelet. The bracelet tapers from 20 down to 16, and that's one of the most the best selling points for it. Now, I will say this. Y'all know I love my G-Shock. Okay, I take it off and then I get completely sidetracked in the video because I'm staring at this. And yeah, I'm wearing this again today. I wear it, I don't know, I want to say I wear it every day, but I probably do. I rotate out a lot, but the G-Shock probably gets on there. That's at least what I start the day with almost every day, because I can't be bothered to set a watch usually when I'm trying to drink my coffee and wake up. And I hate mornings. But anyway, you can see here that the 38 mil, because of the case shape, it really doesn't wear too small. It wears very much like my Laurier Gemini. No, not the Laurier Gemini. Laurier Falcon. Well, it kind of wears like the Laurier Gemini too that I borrowed and did a video on. But this one here, yeah, it doesn't wear as small as a lot of other 38s might. And I think it's because of just the overall case shape and the larger crown guards over here on the right. It wears well. And so, yeah, I just kind of want to put 8-inch wrist, 8-inch wrist. And so this is my Wristshot, and you can see that it's a little snug on me. I was too lazy to resize the bracelet, so I just extended it all the way out, and it kind of fits. So I've just been wearing it like this. So y'all, I get like a dozen in and out watches a week, right? I got them incoming, outgoing. I can't spend too much time playing with all of these. So I didn't resize it. But anyway, let's talk about, let's see what I got next on my list. So Wristshot, let's talk specs. We already talked about the sizing. It's the Miyota 9039 movement. And the reason that they went with the 9039 is because you'll see it does not have a date complication. And so you shouldn't get the phantom ghost date thing going on. Let me see if I can get zoomed in here. But they did do a see-through case back, sapphire crystal. It's got, 100-meter water resistance. And that's going to be one of my questions. This thing's got a screw down crown, screw down case back. How could they not get 200 out of this? Elshin gets 300 out of less. So I'm curious what 100 meters now, will 100 meters be fine? Probably. And might it really be, withstand more? Probably. But I'm just, the 100 meters, I did question that because it does have a screw down crown and everything here. And so there it is, popped out. So I'm curious. See, simple one pop, no phantom date position, and you can set the time. So, but the thing that I'm not sure about, I'm not sure why they did 200 meters of water resistance, or why they didn't get 200 meter water resistance. The other thing I'm not sure about, let's just get right into the cons section of things, won't we, Josh? Get the cons. I don't know why they did the case side like this. This is almost like the inverse of having a nice, chamfer edge or some kind of a polish. I'm holding up the Horizons 43 mil just to kind of see a good example of what I'm talking about. This is very nicely shaped. The Horizon has some of the best case shape of any out there. I mean, even the blocky ones like the Swordfish, still have a little bit of bevel work on them. And so this one here, what they chose to do, let me zoom back in again. They chose to remove, it's basically a slab side case that they then chose to remove a large section of it to give it an indent. And I don't care for that at all. Not even gonna lie, not even gonna hold back. That's awful. And I'm guessing the production models will be better. I think this is a prototype, but it is super sharp. And I liken it to some of the old Zelos Casebacks and some of those others that are just super sharp. I don't know why they did that. You'll look over here on the crown side. They didn't mess with the crown guards, but on either side of them, they basically just jammed out a bunch of metal from the case. So anyway, so much for me making this the shortest review ever. We're coming up on 10 minutes now. But this thing, it's funny because I like a lot about it. There is a lot to like about it. The bracelet, the case, if it didn't have this giant thing and if they just put a little bit of an edge or polish on it, it would be perfect. It really would. The fixed bezel, I dig. Looking at the dial, if I'm honest, it's not teal, it's green. It's legit green. When I think of teal, I think of a blue. There's like an aquamarine, which is a little bit different. And maybe I don't know my colors real well, but like I said, in the next video, when I compare it to all the Zelos teal, y'all are going to really think that this teal is green. I actually, as soon as I got it, I took it in all the different lighting conditions that I can get. I took it outside. I took it in the sun. I took it in the shade. I walked through different rooms of the house with it. And, well, no, it's green. It's legit green. It's green. And so then, of course, I asked my wife, because sometimes, my eyes, I got some old eyes. And I need new glasses. And I've got chronic dry eye and all that kind of stuff. And so I just asked her, I was like, honey, help me out. Make sure I'm not colorblind here. Because I'm not really colorblind, but sometimes I can't really tell colors well. And she was like, yeah, no, that's green. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not Sarbo 17 green alpinist green, but this is legit. It's green. It's green. So anyway, there's my little rant on that. Let's see what else I can talk about real quick. It does have BGW9 lume, which I like, and we'll do a quick lume shot on that. And you can see that it glows in a beautiful blue color, which I like. You can see in the background, if it'll autofocus, you can see the Zelos lit up like lanterns. And The Relio, it's not a Zelos. Let's just be real. It's not. In fact, the Relio, it's not anywhere near as good as like my Helios and some of those others. My Helios Seaforth with the BGW9 loom was absolutely brilliant. And so this one, maybe they're going to do a little bit better application of it if this is a prototype, which I don't even know if it is or not, but if they're going to do a production model and they're going to have some BGW9 loom, maybe they make it a little bit better, do a couple extra layers. So, but it does glow, it's pretty, and it's totally legible. It's just not Zelos good, right? It's not Helios good. But, you know, these things are $395, so sometimes you get what you pay for. But anyway, so I told you all the things I don't like. The things that I like, I really like this bracelet. I like the way that it feels on wrist, because again, it wears very similar to my Laurier's. But the bracelet has a good taper. And if y'all know, I think you can see it right there in the background. I've got the Oris Diver 65 back there. That has a bunch of taper on it, and I love wearing that because of the taper. And this actually gave me a similar wrist feel as my Oris did. So the taper from 20 down to 16 is wonderful. The clasp, it doesn't have on the fly micro adjust, which I think needs to become a standard on all watches, but it does have a very nice milled clasp, 2-button pusher with the fold over. It's stamped Relio, and it's got a ton of micro adjust on here, and so you should be able to get a good sizing on this. This clasp is very similar to the ones that I've experienced from NTH and from Borealis. So if you have been able to experience either one of those clasps, it would not surprise me if this one by Relio was made in the same factory, because it feels exactly the same. Again, it's 16, so it's smaller than some of those other ones I have, like on my Cascais, that I think is an 18 or 20 mil clasp, but it's the exact same kind of design. It's the same finishing and everything else. So that I really like. I like the bracelet. I like this clasp, even though I wish it had micro adjust. I like the way that it wears. And let me say, for bashing this dial, or not really bashing the dial, but for calling it green, right? It's got to call a spade a spade. It is a pretty shade of green. It is. Again, it's no green alpinist green, but it really is nice. And I'd go so far as to even say, if you wanted to have, see, here's a little spotlight. I'm giving you a sneak peek of what you're gonna see in the next video. And when I hold this up to the blue, you're like, oh yeah, that's green on the left. It's totally green. But you could have both of these in your collection if you wanted to. Now, keep in mind, I have all these teals in my collection, and I don't even have a qualm about it, even though I need to sell some watches. Is that like a watch addict just motto? It's like, hi, my name is Josh, I'm a watchaholic, and I need to sell some watches. Is that like the second part of that sentence? Yeah, maybe it is. But with this one here, you can see that, yeah, it's totally green on the Relio. It's not blue. And I think Zelos did it better. However, the Relio is beautiful. And the last thing I'll say about the Relio real quick that I really liked, let me get zoomed in on it. I love what they did with the indices, and I think that the indices are going to end up be very polarizing for people. But look at the way they did like an offset tip. Now, the reason I like that personally is because, well, when I was growing up, I wanted to be a ninja. And this reminds me of the end of a tanto blade, or like a ninja sword. And so for me, I don't know, if this was in my collection, I would call this my ninja watch. And anytime I was trying in the mood to watch some old kung fu or samurai movies or something like that, man, I'd probably put this on, and it'd be my my Japanese ninja watch. That's what it would end up being. Anyway, that's the last thing I liked. Let's see if there's anything else to it. I think I covered everything in the video. It ran a little long, but come back in the next one. We're going to compare it to a bunch of others. You got a little sneak peek I did with my teal swordfish. And yeah, I'll probably put my my #1 favorite keeper back on. So again, yeah, this is blue. The Relio is kind of green. But notice how when I put it next to this, it doesn't look as green as it did next to the teal. So that's interesting. All right. So anyway, until we talk again, my friends, I can sit here and ramble all day. Sorry about that. But until we talk again, please remember what really matters. And that's not watches. Keep the insanity sane.